8 camera speed?
Go ahead. Yeah. Right. Steve, I had the great pleasure of interviewing Herbert Ross not too long ago, and we spoke about Pennies from Heaven, and he could not say enough good things about you, about how you trained for that film, rehearsed. I'm just curious.
What happened?
Well, when you look back, do you think that was a film you should have made later in your career?
Oh, absolutely. At the time, I knew I should make it later, but there it was. I couldn't make it later. So I knew that it was, career-wise, it was foolish, but I loved the movie so much, and the screenplay and everything. I just wanted to do it.
Yeah. Was that a particularly gratifying film for you to make?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I felt like I was doing something of value, because the writing was so good, and I loved learning how to dance and doing those musicals, and I just loved the whole premise of the movie. It's a very dark film.
Well, I have one question about your stand-up days when you were in Las Vegas. Is it true that Elvis Presley came and visited you backstage once?
Yes. I was opening the show for Anne Margaret, and he knew Anne Margaret, and he came backstage, and he passed by me in the hall, and he looked at me and he said, "Son, you have an oblique sense of humor."
What was your reaction to that?
I was just, "Thank you, Mr. Presley."
Well, turning to this film, I enjoyed seeing you with the dyed hair. What kind of interesting reactions did you get from people with that?
Well, they didn't know it was me if I was walking down the street. And, it's fun to have it for a while, but I like my own hair, so.
I was glad to see the return of the Dobermans in this movie. Now, just how difficult are those...
That's probably the next sequel, The Return of the Dobermans.
Well, how difficult are those dogs to work with?
Well, any animal is difficult, but they were very well trained, but you have to remember they're dogs. So when you go say, stand over there, they don't really necessarily want to have to do it. But they were very good dogs, and they were very sweet too. But you just look at them and you get scared.
The house in Pasadena, returning to it, what differences did you see in the neighborhood this time as opposed to the first time you were there?
The only difference was that Judge Ito lived behind the house.
Seriously?
Yeah, but otherwise everything was the same.
Was that a little unnerving for the cast and crew to know that?
Well, no, because he was always at work. So when we broke into his house, we didn't really know who did it.
Okay. I was in Germany not too long ago, and the Jim Belushi film K-9 was playing, and it was titled there, "My Partner with the Cold Nose."
Yeah.
What kind of changes have you seen with your films when they've been released in foreign markets? And does your humor go over well in different countries?
It varies. It goes over well in certain countries, and other countries just kind of look at it. Germany, it goes really well, but I can't remember the title shifts because it's in German.
And one final question. I interviewed Robin Williams about his days on Mork and Mindy when the "Nanu Nanu" was a big line, and everyone was repeating it to him on the street. Do people still come up to you and say, "Wild and crazy guy"?
Sometimes, yeah. And I don't know what to do. I mean, the strangest one I get, I've never figured out an answer to, is people come up to me and say, "You're Steve Martin." And I don't know what to say. Yes, or gosh.
Okay, great.
I'd almost forgotten.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Thanks very
thank
much.
you.